What's going on, everyone? DSP here, and welcome to Release Day Unboxing for, I believe it is March 13th? Yes, March 13th, 2012. And I'm officially calling this What the Fuck Day, okay? For many reasons. And as you're going to see, we have stacks and stacks of fucking games to take a look at today, and I'm going to explain why. Not all of them necessarily came out today, but before we even start, there is a development today that is unrelated to my unboxing, but I do want to bring it up since a lot of people will be watching this video. I guess there's some bug going on with Xbox Live right now, where unfortunately Microsoft fucked something up, and so a lot of people today kind of woke up and turned on their Xboxes and realized they have no achievement points. And a lot of people are also complaining that their avatar awards, which are things that can be unlocked through playing certain games, and actually add items to your avatar, your Xbox Live avatar. And it could be cool things like a t-shirt with the logo of a game, or a mascot that can fly around you, that kind of stuff. This could be pretty cool. A lot of people are complaining that they're gone. It's all gone. And I can tell you personally, from my perspective, from me, it has not happened, so it's hard for me to comment on something when I'm not affected by it and I haven't seen it happen. But, you know, obviously it must be true if so many people are saying that they lost their achievement points in their avatar awards. That's unfortunate, and I hope that Microsoft figures out what the hell's going on. I would assume that the data has to be stored somewhere, and it must have a backup, because if you remember correctly, Xbox Live achievement points as well as avatar awards show up not only on your actual Xbox, but they also show up on XboxLive.com. They show up, I believe, what is they call it? Games with Windows or something like that. Whatever the PC games are that Microsoft makes. All those games, you know, all are compatible with achievement points and with the avatar awards. And so here's hoping that Microsoft has a backup and can restore whatever the hell they fucked up. I'm also wondering if it's only certain regions, because, I mean, I'm getting these messages at like 10 in the morning, 11 in the morning. Like, well, probably in America, people aren't waking up and turning on their Xboxes at that time. Maybe it's international, so maybe outside of America, Xbox fucked up or Microsoft fucked up. I don't know. But I just wanted to mention it. I am aware of the issue. I myself have not been affected, and I guess we're going to have to see what happens with that. Okay? But anyway, on to the subject matter at hand, Release Day Unboxing. Here's the thing. If you watched my Release Day Unboxing video last week, it was a special midnight release video for Mass Effect 3 and also Street Fighter Cross Tekken. And so I had those two games in that video, and I explained that those are the only two games that my GameStop was selling at that midnight release. There were other games that came out last week, but they were not allowing people to pick them up at midnight, okay? So I fully well knew there were other games that came out last week that I did not pick up. But I also knew, with my schedule, with the fact that I had to beat Mass Effect 3 within 3 days, and with stuff going on, I knew I wasn't going to have time to play anything else anyway outside of those two games, so I wasn't really concerned. So when I went to GameStop today to pick up today's releases, they said, well, listen, you've got a bunch of games on here now. Would you like to pick them all up? And I said, absolutely, let's pick them all up. So I picked up all of these games, and now, so I have 6 games sitting in front of me right here. And what I've done is I divided these games into 2 piles. The pile of games that I definitely want to play, like, right away, and games that I may or may not play and or may end up returning. I'm not sure, but we're going to have to see, because I don't know, honestly, if I'm going to have time to tackle all these games. We've come now to a time of the year, and it's actually rare that it happens this early in the year, but we've come to a time in the year when we have an abundance of games that look interesting and I want to play, but I just don't have enough time. Let's face it, how many video games can you play in a week? 2, maybe 3 tops? There's no way you can play 6 fucking games in a week. So I am a little bit frustrated at that. At the same time, what I'm going to be doing over the course of the next week or two is I'm going to be going through my gaming calendar, which you can see up here in the background. I'm going to be going through my gaming calendar for probably the middle of 2012. Right now I only have gone through that until like early April. So I'm going to go through you know, all of April, all of May, all of June, all of July, and I'm going to outline all the game releases that I want to play, and I'm going to see if there's going to be some downtime. If you remember last year in July and August, there was significant downtime where there were weeks at a time with no releases that I wanted to play. So I ended up doing things like Mega Week, where I played the Mega Man games for a full week, or, you know, started things like the Phoenix Wright playthroughs and such. Well, at this point, I've got a bunch of games now that are starting to back up that I haven't played. For example, Kingdoms of Amalur Reckoning. I wanted to play it, didn't have any time to play it. There was too much else going on. Now, as you're going to see today, I'm going to have a significant amount of games that this week I know I'm not going to get to. And so these are going to be games that when I have downtime later on this year, hopefully I can get to. But if not, I may never get to them, okay? So let's talk. First of all, let's talk about the games that I definitely want to play soon, okay? Now, one game that I had talked about earlier this year was Yakuza Dead Souls. And I said, now this is interesting. I've never played a Yakuza game before, okay? And it's interesting to me that they have a Yakuza game that they decided to kind of mix up the formula and combine it with zombie survival gameplay, and that's exactly apparently what this game is. And from what I'm to understand, Yakuza used to be like a sandbox style of game, similar to like Grand Theft Auto. And the only difference is that I guess it's set in Japan. It's about, you know, obviously the Japanese Yakuza gangs, and Yakuza is a cult. Has a cult following of people who really like this line of games. And I was going to jump in. Now, some people complained and said, Phil, don't let this be your first Yakuza game because it's not like the other Yakuza games. It's because it's different because they were trying to mix it up with zombies. Like, listen, it's a game. And, you know, I'm sure that sounds interesting to me. Take this formula and throw it on its head. Now, from what I'm to understand, here's the thing. A fan sent me a message yesterday and said, Phil, just so you know, Yakuza Dark Souls is it's an old game when you compare it and when you really think about it in a world view, because this game was released a year ago in Japan. It actually took a full year for the Japanese to port this game and have it come out over in the United States, which makes no sense, of course, but, you know. Anyway, and they said, this game can take anywhere from 18 to 25 hours to beat. To which I said, what the fuck? 18 to 25 hours? Are you fucking serious? So, holy shit. I mean, Grand Theft Auto 4 wasn't even near that long. Are you telling me this game is really that long? Or is that just with all the side content and stuff? If you don't do all the side missions, is it that long? So, I don't know really how long this game is, but I am interested in playing it. And, as you can see, it says in the back, violence is in their blood. Welcome to Tokyo, which is now infested with zombies. Blah, blah, blah. Single player. There's your game disc and the most bare bones instruction manual possible, where all you get is your controls and that's it. Controls, warranty, and it's done. Okay. By the way, it's by the same people who made Binary Domain. I liked Binary Domain, so I'm kind of thinking that maybe I'm going to like this game too. That's one. Up next, we've got Blades of Time, which is an action RPG hybrid game from Konami. Okay. It says guns, swords, and booty all in good time. Carve a path of destruction through a mysterious land as Ayumi, the ultimate treasure hunter. Rewind time to battle foes, solve puzzles, and more, and play online with a friend. I don't know if I'll be playing this online, probably not, but again, another game that kind of fell under the radar. Did anyone know this was coming out? I've been following it for several months. I thought originally it was supposed to come out in like February. And then all of a sudden, I go to GameStop and they're like, yeah, it came out today. I'm like, what? It did? So I picked it up, and I am interested in playing it. And I'm wondering how long the game is. I have absolutely no clue. So that's another one I'm looking to play, okay? Blades of Time. Super simple. Super simple. Super simple. Same as Yakuza Dark Souls. You've got your controls, and that's it. Nothing else. Doesn't even explain the premise of the game or anything on the inside. Extremely bare bones. Now, next we got the game that I think is probably the main feature of this week. Silent Hill Downpour. Silent Hill fans have been waiting for this, although a lot of the purists, meaning the people who, you know, were fans of Silent Hill 1 through 3, have in recent years really been speaking up and complaining about the Silent Hill games that have been coming out. Basically saying that they're not what they used to be, that the series has now succumbed to the mainstream, and so they're not as hard as they used to be, they're not as scary as they used to be. I don't know, because I never played a Silent Hill game before, and I'm not kidding you when I say that. I've never played a Silent Hill game before. I know what they're about. I've seen the movie. I've read a couple comic books related to Silent Hill, so I know all about the lore of Silent Hill as a town, but I've never actually played the games. So this is going to be the first Silent Hill game I'm ever playing. But my question is this: what the fuck is up with this crappy art? The artwork for the game is a dude holding an axe. Wow. I'm so excited about this game now. A dude holding an axe. They couldn't show an enemy from the game. They couldn't show some scary scene, something that would, you know, entice you. It's a dude holding an axe. This could be anyone. This looks like Alan Wake. It really does. This looks like the Alan Wake holding an axe. So I don't understand what the fuck kind of graphic, or not graphic, but, you know, design, artwork, graphical design, artwork design here that they were doing with this fucking cover of the game. It's horrible, okay? On the back is even funnier because they decided to fucking put up 3 different languages on the back of this box. It's the most cluttered box I've ever seen. Who can stop the rain? Qui peut arrêter la pluie? Quien puede parar la lluvia? It's like, what the fuck? Really? 3 languages? You're that fucking lazy? You have to put 3 languages on the box? And so they've got 3 screenshots, but it says the same quote under each screenshot was in a different language. What the fuck, man? That is so fucking lazy. And it's annoying, too, because what if I'm trying to read it? I don't know what I'm supposed to be reading. You know, I try to read this. Oh, that's not my language. What's this? Read this. What's this? What's this? Look, there's like fucking 42 boxes. There's 700 disclaimers on the fucking box. It's hideous. It's really bad, okay? So, that being said, Silent Hill Downpour. Here's the game. Voila. Here's your instruction booklet, which is, once again, I'm not kidding you, control scheme, end of instruction booklet. So, we have 3 games that we just looked at. We unboxed them. All 3 of them only have a control scheme in the instructions, nothing else. Nothing to explain the premise of the game, what the items are, how to play, nothing at all. Just, here's the control scheme. So, at this point, do we really even need instruction booklets for these games anymore if these game developers are going to put 0 fucking effort into it? I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous. Like, I want to be able to understand the game I'm playing before I play it, but they don't let you do it anymore. And so, what I've been saying, especially in the past couple of years, what I've been saying with a lot of these games is it's not fair to the gamer, and here's why. A game like, for example, last year, The Witcher 2, that was a game where if you really read the instruction booklet and you immersed yourself in it and you did some research before you played the game, then you could do really well at the game. But if you did, it's very hard to just jump into the game and figure out how to play it. But now here we have 3 games where there's nothing to do before the game. You know, reading the instruction booklet is worthless. It seems like all these games will probably teach you how to play the game inside the game. So you have one group of people who are going one way, one group of people who are going the other way. What are gamers supposed to know how to do? It's really fucking frustrating, okay? And you might be saying to yourself, why on earth did Phil buy the Silent Hill Downpour strategy guide? And the only answer that I can give you to that is this. I've never played a Silent Hill game before, okay? A lot of the times with these game franchises, unfortunately, they kind of expect that you have played some of the previous games, and that really frustrates me, especially with a game like Silent Hill. What if I'm really worried there's going to be like a puzzle that if you played previous Silent Hill games, you'll know it right off the bat. But if you did, you get stuck and you sit there for fucking 20 minutes trying to figure out this puzzle. And let's be honest, for the purpose of a playthrough, no one wants to see me sitting there for 25 minutes trying to solve a puzzle. A lot of the feedback that I got during games like Catherine was that when the story's moving, when everything's going, and Phil's able to do his commentary, it's really good. But the actual gameplay of the puzzles, when Phil gets stuck, is boring as hell. So I'm trying to avoid that with this playthrough. I'm not saying I'm going to be using this unless I have to. That's how I play the games. I play the games. If I can beat it, I beat it. If I get stuck, then I'll be referring to this. Okay. Now, outside of those games, now keep in mind, these are the games I want to play this week. And what I'm really thinking is I'm going to start with Silent Hill Downpour, okay? Then I'll probably try some Blades of Time, and then possibly some Yakuza Dark Souls. But I can tell you right now, even just between these 3 games, I'm probably not going to beat all of them this week, because if you watched my weekend preview, I have announced that this week what I really want to do is I want to spend some time over on my DSP Street Fighter channel getting to learn some Street Fighter Cross Tekken. Because last week the game came out, I didn't get any time to play the game outside of just that initial gameplay that I played with Howard, which was like 65 casual matches. But even then, we didn't know all the game mechanics, we didn't know everything going on. So you're going to see every day, you're going to see footage of Street Fighter Cross Tekken over on my gaming channel, DSP Street Fighter. But because of that, that means that I'm not going to be able to dedicate entire days to these games. So what I'm thinking is, today I'll play some Silent Hill Downpour, then I'll do some Street Fighter Cross Tekken. Tomorrow I'll probably keep playing Silent Hill Downpour. We'll see how long it takes me to beat it. Maybe around Thursday, Friday, if I beat it, I'll start another game such as Blades of Time or Yakuza. And then Saturday, Sunday, I am completely booked. Saturday, John Rambo's going to be here all day. We're going to film Smart Guys and finish our X-Men Legends co-op. Sunday, I'm filming the episode 3 of Project 7. So I'm booked the entire day, meaning you probably won't see, any more of this footage of these games until Monday. And then, of course, Tuesday of next week, you've got Operation Raccoon City, huge release, and I'm going to be doing co-op gameplay of that, just like we did with Dead Island last year. Therefore, these games are all going to go on hold. And because of all this, we've got 3 other games that did come out over the past 2 weeks that unfortunately I am deeming them basically like auxiliary games. Games that I'm not starting right now. Games that unfortunately I don't know if I'm ever going to get to play. And the first one is Tales of Grace's F. And I believe this is the same game line as like Tales of Vesperia, Tales of the Abyss. So Tales of Grace's F is a HD remake of one of these games for the PlayStation 3 exclusively. And I was interested in checking it out. Unfortunately, like I said, do I have time for a long-ass Japanese RPG right now? Absolutely not. So this one, unfortunately, is on hold. Major League Baseball 2K12. A lot of people told me don't even play this game. But as you know, over the past year, I have been trying out different sports games, such as Madden, such as NBA 2K12, such as FIFA. And I think that a lot of people enjoyed those gameplays. And I'm wondering if I should, jump into this game at some point. Right now, absolutely no time to play it. But it doesn't mean that later on in the year I might not have a time to play it, okay? It is a game that's good for a year, after all. And then finally, a game that I had fucking forgotten even existed, and apparently everyone did, because who even knew this game existed? Top Gun Hard Lock, which I guess is the continuation of the Top Gun franchise from fucking the 1980s. Remember Top Gun for the NES? Well, they decided to make another one, only no one heard about it, and no one knows anything about it. And it's kind of weird because this game doesn't even have gameplay of the game on the back. Look, it's fucking like in-game screen captures, but it's not actual gameplay. There's no HUD or anything. So who knows what the game even looks like? I don't think anyone knows. I don't think anyone bought it. But I had it on reserve. I picked it up, and I'm like, I don't know if I'm ever going to get to this game. So right here, we've got 3 games. I don't know if I'm ever even going to get to play. I'm actually debating possibly returning some of them. Simply because I don't know. I just don't know where I'm going to find the time to play all these games. This is a time of year, typically, it's not that busy. Usually you have a couple releases a week, and most of them are, the big releases. All of a sudden, this year, they just flooded the market with these minor releases that really, it's like you have to pick and choose what you want to play. For me, I'd rather play these more action-based games over here as opposed to a super long Japanese RPG that may or may not appeal to all audiences, or Top Gun, a game who knows if anyone even cares about a flight simulator, or MLB 2K12, which a lot of people told me to not even play. So I'm not opening those games. I'm leaving them sealed until I determine whether or not I'm going to play them. Of all these, probably Tales of Graces is the one that I'll hold on to, just in case. But already I've got Kingdoms of Amalur Reckoning, which I haven't had a chance to play. So now the question is, well, am I going to have time to do 2 longish RPGs later this year in the downtime between games, or is it really just a futile effort at this point? And the answer is, I don't know. We're going to have to see what happens, okay? So anyway, just to reiterate, schedule for this week. so everyone is aware. Silent Hill Downpour on DSPGaming. Street Fighter Cross Tekken over on DSP Street Fighter. I'm going to keep doing that until I beat Silent Hill Downpour. Not sure if that's going to take a day or two or if it's going to take longer. Then I'll be moving on either to Yakuza or to Blades of Time. I guess if you want to give your opinion on which I should play at first, let me know in the comments of this video. Personally, I have not decided yet which one I'm going to be doing. But considering that Yakuza is supposedly 18 to 25 hours long, which I don't know if I believe that, but again, that's what I was told by a fan, it might be a better choice to start Blades of Time and see if I can beat it this week. So I guess we're just going to, it remains to be seen what's going to happen with these games. But, alright, that is it for release day unboxing. It was a long one, but there was a lot of information to cover and to talk about, so I hope you enjoyed it. Hope it was informative and you know more about what's going on this week now. And again, please let me know in the comments of this video which of those two games I should play first, Blades of Time or Yakuza. And don't say, drop both those games and play Tales of Graces, because guess what? I don't care. I've made my decision. I'm going to be playing these three games this week, if possible, if I can even get to them. This game is on hold, and no matter what you say, I'm not going to change my mind. So you're just going to waste a comment if you're going to start spamming stuff like that on the video, alright? Okay, so that's it for release day unboxing. I will see you for gameplay this week. Thanks.